Doom here, and about 7 years ago, Smash 4's DLC cycle ended and I made a video on it. And now that the most recent game of the series has its respective cycle over, time for a sequel of sorts. So, yeah, much like what I did with Smash 4's trailers, I'm counting down the Smash Ultimate character trailers. The criteria mostly being how hyped I personally was when the reveal first hit, plus how I feel the trailers themselves were paced. But bias is definitely going to be in play, meaning this is very subjective and was also very hard to order in some areas. Odds are a good chunk of you will have a different order just based on certain characters, but that's how it goes when you have an all-star cast that is this big. With that said, now that Ultimate hit its final destination, let's see how big the battlefield got. I am not apologizing. Well, someone had to be in last. Now, before anyone asks, I am glad all three of these characters are in. Hell, I'm glad for every single edition. But when one character literally just goes taunt splash screen, and the other two are just quick reveals to their theme music, yeah, I'm glad they're all here, especially Dark Samus because more playable Metroid rep, but it's clear none of them were the main focus during the directs, and I at least want to acknowledge that they are in the roster in this list. Crumb being more like a mix of all the FE Sword Lords instead of just straight up Roy but with tweaks was pretty interesting though. Hey, remember when we first saw this trailer and half of us were wondering why this character wasn't an Echo? And then we played her? Yet in hindsight, Isabelle was a no-brainer with how Animal Crossing's popularity just keeps rising with each entry, and her effectively being the mascot at this point. And one detail I love with this trailer is how they showcase her attacks in a pacifist way. Like pranking a sleeping Mario with the party popper, or telling Sonic to slow down with the road sign, because she is a precious doggo. As for my initial reaction, well, I was watching it in a call with the Crusaders, and I distinctly remember Sub telling Pete to put the letter away when he caught on. Overall, a fun, cute trailer. For a character, I overall had the reaction of neat, too. And personal hype being basically the big factor, means that neat had to compare to everyone else. So, as an FE fan who has been playing Smash since Melee, I saw Byleth coming a mile away, but also knew, hey, they could be that weapon triangle character the FE reps desperately need. With Three Houses' big gameplay being any character can use any weapon class. And I was right! What I didn't anticipate though was the first half of the trailer being boring as shit! Just how do you not have any music playing during the CG? At all? Not even when the first splash screen hits. And then after we see some of male Byleth using just the Sword of the Creator, then getting bodied by practically every pure sword user in the roster, we get a poorly delivered punchline on Swordsman vs. Swordswoman as the reveal of female Byleth. And finally see the other 75% of the moveset. Which, for the record, that section of the trailer is pretty good and does a great job showing how Byleth works as a fighter, and when they actually do put in the music, it's some good choices. Just a real shame that the final reveal of the first season has the start be so bland. As for how Byleth's reveal beat Isabelle's, it basically came down to, oh my god, weapon triangle in an FE rep. Ah, so that's what the B button stands for. Block. You know, it's a real shame I fucked up the setup on recording my reaction to this one, because it was basically me having a what face the whole time, trying to process that Minecraft was in Smash and basically animated 1-to-1. To preface, I do not play Minecraft. That kind of game just doesn't personally interest me as a genre, but considering I haven't lived under a rock, I am well aware of how big the game is. And the trailer is fun. Music is decent, it does a good job showing off how they basically have Steve play Minecraft in Smash stages, and the way they reveal the 3 alt character skins was well done. Overall though, not a lot of personal hype on first watch, more of a good for all the fans type deal on my end. And on the topic of QB, you can pry his adorable box self for my cold day. You know, I really thought this game would have been in the base roster. Not Season 2! So, ARMS is a game I do enjoy, and with it being a launch game for the Switch, I would have thought we'd get a character in the first pass at the latest, but turns out they really wanted to fine-tune Min Min. And hey, out of all the ARMS reps, Min Min ends up making the most sense, both from a popularity standpoint and the fact that she has kicks alongside the long-range Schnoodles to spice up the moveset. Also, this meant we got some ARMS music, so that's great. What do you mean we got literally every fight song? But yeah, ARMS was a solid choice for Smash just from the fact that it's a recent Nintendo IP. As for the trailer itself, oh, the production was good! We got solid animation with a cool pseudo-comic art style, Captain Falcon going to town on a bowl of ramen, the actual anticipation of seeing damn near every ARMS character fighting over the invite in a battle royale, Captain Falcon going to town on a bowl of ramen, Min Min getting one hell of an entrance, and Captain okay, I'll stop. Seriously though, the fact that those slurps were the first new voice lines he recorded since Smash 64 is just amazing. Oh, and Noodle Kirby! Also, definitely helps the hype cycle that they gave us a, hey, it's gonna be an ARMS rep announcement first to have us focus our guessing. I know for a fact certain Smash fans would have been even saltier than they probably already were. As for me, any salt I have is via eating ramen. And now I made myself hungry. So, you know how every Smash Bros has that one character that makes you go, wait, what? You know, your Game & Watch, your Rob, those characters? Yeah, I think this one beats them all. I know with some characters, it's been a safe bet to say no one saw this coming, but I firmly believe if you said you called being able to play as a piranha plant in Smash, that you were lying through your goddamn teeth. I myself definitely took at least 2 moments even processing what I was witnessing, while Tom Fox over here was stuck in this face the whole time. And I fucking love it! Is the trailer simple? Yes. But the fact that we got all the dramatic buildup of Mario characters in shield break state to ominous boss music to lead up to the reveal of you can play as a fucking plant was glorious! And the trailer did a decent job showing off a bunch of its moves too. What a way to hint at how crazy the DLC was gonna get. Okay, the preamble I was originally going to use would have instantly given it away. Play the clip. So, back when Smash 4 happened, I was excited for Shulk by proxy since I hadn't actually played his game yet, but knew of it via friends. Cut to later, when, at the time this trailer happened, I had beaten both Xenoblade 1, 2, currently working on X, and welcome to the part of the list that can be classified as oh my fucking god, yes! To say I have been waiting for a 2-rep since Ultimate's announcement is a fucking understatement. So seeing Rex as a me honestly kinda hurt, even when it was because the roster was locked in before Xenoblade 2 was released. so I fully expected a rep in the second pass. And oh my god, did they not disappoint. Now, me and many others were expecting something like Ice Climbers, where it would be Rex with Pyra as an assist. This is better, no question. I love Rex, he's a great pro tag, but man, going old school Zelda chic with Pyra and Mythra was a great call gameplay wise, and this trailer showed it well. We get Pyra kicking ass, Mythra saving her from a bad spot, and also showing a foresight dodge mechanic. And it's all really hype. Also, more Xenoblade music, that's always good. That shit was in my second soundtrack list for a reason. Also, getting Monolith to make the CG parts in the Xenoblade 2 engine was a great touch, and having it end with Shulk and them clashing was so satisfying. Here's hoping the power of the Aegis is here to stay. So, for this one, I want to take you guys back. It's March 8th, 2018. Me and my friend Jeff are hanging out at our college's rec room and decide to watch the Nintendo Direct together on one of the TVs. We get excited for new Splatoon content, then get the classic, we have one more thing line. And then we see this. Yeah, we freaked out. I legit thought this trailer would be higher on the list from the initial hype factor alone, that I still feel to this day, by the way. But that just shows how good the hype cycle was. I still remember the chills going from seeing old Woomy here going into the void, followed by seeing the logo in her pupil. A reminder that Smash 4 had basically just ended, and the Switch was still basically new. I wasn't expecting a new Smash for a while, so announcing it alongside the newcomer everyone would have seen coming a mile away, but not minded via a fake out of the first ever Splatoon trailer, yeah, that was a genius play. It was short, to the point, and hype as fuck. Run, Heat Haze there.
The next battle.
So, for those unaware of my fighting game history, I've been playing them since I first booted up Mortal Kombat Deception when I was 5 or 6. As a result, Tekken was always at least on my radar as I started branching out into more and more series, but I never played it since I mostly grew up on Nintendo and Xbox, while Tekken was mostly Sony. So 7 was my first one when I got it on my PS4. That was more than enough to be excited since I was at least aware of the franchise legacy, and yeah, Kazuya really made the most sense for Smash out of anyone in the series. Having his normals on the jab button and the Devil Gene on the specials was a genius move. Also, even just in the trailer, good lord the combos! And that's not even getting into how the trailer did a great job poking fun at how the Mishimas love throwing people into volcanoes. We all saw the Kirby flying away punchline coming, but it was still gold. Also love how even as a joke, the fandom ended up calling the 10-hit combo just being Mash A when watching it. Probably the only thing I'd knock is that the music in the pre-Devil half is a little too low-key for a trailer, even if it is one of the more iconic Kazuya themes. Didn't stop me from being really hyped to try the guy out, though. almost to the top 10. Time for things to really heat up.
Bring it on!
Now, on their own as characters, Ken followed by Incineroar might feel weird to some as being above Kazuya or Steve. But here's the thing. This trailer was just really fucking exciting to watch. I mean, you start by having Ken and Lil Mac duking it out in well-shot CG, then we get a bunch of Ken gameplay that shows how while being an Echo, he still has his own quirks, then very cleanly transitions to launching Mac through the Jumbotron. And then we get the obligatory Pokemon newcomer reveal. And see that Sakurai's team decided to take him being a heel wrestler and just went ham on the moveset, effectively giving us Smash's first true grappler. Plus, having them be tied together via the fire moves was a cute touch. Seriously, I did not expect to get this hyped over the Pokemon newcomer, but this trailer surprised me with just how well constructed it was. Well, it's about fucking time! Seriously, Metroid fans have been waiting how long?
About freaking time! Too big for Smash, too big my ass. Olimar is the size of a quarter and Bowser changes how tall he is every other weekend. So there is no excuse here, especially since in his debut appearance, Ridley was barely taller than Samus. You think he cares if he's too big? He relishes in it. See that android? Impaled. See that plumber? Dead. One of the most hardcore, sadistic, and brutally unforgiving characters in video game history is finally a playable character, and it is so damn hype! Even though he ended up being lower mid-tier at best, or possibly even bottom 5 depending on who you ask, personally, I wouldn't actually go that far. I think he's underrated. He still has a solid neutral game and insane punish tools that people tend to gloss over because he's a big body that's lighter than he should be with a somewhat exploitable recovery, but that's besides the point. The build-up is insane! Just like he took his time getting into Smash, he lets the anticipation and dread bleed into you before he reveals himself directly. You know who's coming. How could you not with such a sinister vibe and Samus front and center? It's so obvious, but who cares? We've asked for this for so long, and I am loving every second of it. The lighting, the footsteps, taking each victim one by one and looking so damn proud of it. It's brutal, it's terrifying, and it is so in character. Got a problem with that? I'll eat your parents.
Did someone get a number of that, Jason? And with that, we go from one villain finally getting his time to shine to another villain's finest hour. For those not as familiar with the Donkey Kong villain history and why K. Rool getting in Smash is such a big deal, the last time we saw the OG adversary was in Mario Super Sluggers. You know, the baseball game back on the Wii? Yeah, he's been benched for a while, and oh man is he back with a vengeance. The trailer did a great job building up the reveal by showcasing artwork of a bunch of classic Nintendo rivalries before cutting to DK yawning, already making DK fans like myself go, wait, what? The DDD fakeout is still one of the best troll moves in any trailer ever as well. And once those trumpets start blaring, we also get to see that the K. Rool fans got just what we wanted with the king pulling moves from basically every single boss fight. From the crown toss, to the blunderbuss, to even his boxing gloves from 64. Everything in this trailer just screamed, I'm back! And it was glorious! The leak did not stop the hype. So, for those who weren't following the hype cycle at this point, literally the night before the Big Smash Direct, someone on the team accidentally renamed the Galaga Remix preview on the Smash Bros. Site to Bloody Tears / Monster Dance, instantly giving away we were getting Castlevania. But the fact is, we were getting Castlevania! One of the franchises that got its start on the NES and with us wanting to Belmont in Smash for years, this was hype no matter what. And the trailer starting with poor Luigi way out of his element, dealing with monsters that can't be stopped by a vacuum or plunger, was a great way of giving the hints if you didn't catch the leak, since every single monster shown is an actual Castlevania enemy. And after the glorious close-up of the Morning Star just shattering Death's jaw, we get some showcases of the moveset with different sub-weapons being the specials, before cutting to fighting Dracula? Yeah, that was our first big hint bosses were back, and the Lord of the Night is kinda kicking Simon's ass. Not good.
Be gone! You don't belong in this world, monster!
I'm sorry. Hi, first third-party Echo! Yeah, Castlevania's first outing, and we got 2 Belmonts? Fuck yes! Hell, we even got the first game's final boss area as a stage filled with enemy cameos and destroyable candles. Honestly, if Konami wasn't Konami, I'd take this and the really good Netflix show as a good sign for the series' future. Gonna take what we got though, that's for fucking sure. Oh, hey, it's literally everyone when they first saw this reveal. No, seriously. I don't think there was a single person who wasn't excited to see this Baron Bird get in Smash. And for good reason. I still remember watching that direct with my friend Fawn on her stream. And when we went from confusion over what looked like the K. Rool trailer to going utterly ballistic the second that Jiggy bounced across the screen. Yeah, the Baron Bird are back. Their motto looks like how your childhood would remember it. We got Grant Kirkhope back remixing one of his own tracks. Spiral Mountain is filled with the characters we know and love. And damn near every move the Mole Brothers taught the duo is somewhere in the moveset. I didn't even grow up playing the games, only actually beating the first game for the first time while scripting this video. God damn, if my Nintendo 64 nostalgia didn't flare up watching this trailer. I wouldn't blame anyone if they put this one as their favorite, and it's only my number 7! That was a great rush of dopamine during the last entry. There's nothing that could bring me down. Why do I hear boss music?
Sephiroth.
Okay, I'm just gonna start off by saying when I first saw this trailer during the Game Awards, I wish I had recorded my reaction, because I made noise I cannot replicate on command. And for those wondering why getting the villain to a character we already have would cause that reaction, let me remind you that Cloud coming back is not something we thought would happen either. Square has always been rather stingy with crossovers in the works of other companies, and Final Fantasy music copyright is basically playing hot potato with a grenade thanks to all the different composers and having to coordinate that. That's why, when Cloud was put in 4, we only got 2 MIDI tracks. So, yeah, the shock I and many others had upon hearing that first note and realizing what was happening was through the roof. Because we didn't just get more Final Fantasy songs. We didn't just get a new villain. We got who could be considered the biggest JRPG villain ever from a company that doesn't always play nice. And his trailer basically being a love letter to Advent Children of all things, to the point of recreating the iconic shot of him lifting Cloud with Masamune, but with Mario? Oh my god, the RPG man in me was freaking the fuck out. I mean, what more can I say? It's fucking Sephiroth! So one not-so-fun discussion that every Smash game since Brawl has had is who should get cut. because we lost Roy, Pichu, Dr. Mario, and Mewtwo going into Brawl. We lost Snake, Wolf, Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Ice Climbers going into Smash 4. And when we got that teaser with the Inklings, we definitely thought Cloud would end up as a one and done because Square be like that. Well, come E3, and we get a Smash Direct, and we get the answer. Who came back? This trailer's flow was perfect. That is not hyperbole. This beast was master crafted to induce the biggest levels of excited oh shit. I mean, you start with showing off the veterans people expect. Enough of the original 12, the ones from Melee that have been here ever since then. And then you get the reveal the Ice Climbers are back. That Mewtwo's in the base game. And what is likely a confused Wii Fit's back? Then Ryu shows up, and the gears really start turning. They aren't bringing everyone back, are they? And that's only further spurred by Cloud showing up again, only to then be followed up by the character that made everyone flip their shit. Everyone is here. And we mean everyone. The floodgates of hype this trailer alone opened up with discussions was insane. Because that meant every single character reveal from here on would be someone who wasn't in Smash before, when I was already grasping at who could be left. Everyone's favorite was back. And if the earlier parts of this video as well as the last few are any indication, oh man, were there some new faves ready to blindside us. While Capcom helped father the genre of fighters, there is only one King.
Here's a big one! Hey, come on!
So I should preface that when this reveal first happened, the only game with Terry I had real experience with was KOF 13, since I was still new to the franchise. Which begs the question, how did his reveal beat Banjo and Sephiroth? Well, that's rather simple. One, I had heard enough about how influential SNK was to fighting games via friends like Sub-Zero and channels like Maximilian Dude to know very well who Terry was before I even picked up 13. 2. I knew that Terry was basically Sakurai's dream pick from all the stories and trivia I had picked up over the years. So, seeing a faithful recreation of a Neo Geo opening that references a few different games, and then having a smooth transition into the character model reveal, man, you could just feel the love. Especially when the first rendition of the trailer first teases us by having a timeline of Nintendo consoles before scrolling over to the Neo Geo's release year. So while I myself was personally hyped from having recently gotten into SNK's works, the rest of it was very much me being happy for Sakurai that SNK said yes to this. Even letting the team use 50 songs! A good few first-party fighters didn't get that much music. So, those of you familiar with my tastes know I love my RPGs. Like, a lot. So seeing this guy in my top 3 really shouldn't be a shock. And for those confused as hell as to why I put in the Dragon Quest hero, buckle down, it's history lesson time! So, before Squaresoft and Enix had merged, and before Final Fantasy even existed, we had Dragon Quest. It was doing numbers in Japan, especially when 3 rolled around with being the first ever RPG to have job systems, and just being one of the most influential RPGs, period. Almost every staple of the genre can be tied back to Dragon Quest in some way. And whenever crossover spin-offs like Heroes or the Fortune Street games happened, the protagonists were basically off limits. We only ever got some of the monsters and the party members. In other words, their inclusion in Smash is the first time any of these protagonists were playable outside their own game, and we got 4 of them, including Erdrick, the protagonist of 3. So while I myself have only ever actually played a handful of the games, I'd done my research on the series, meaning for me, the hype was very real, because I knew how big of a fucking deal this was. Their gameplay being a fun way to adapt RPG battle mechanics also didn't hurt. And for those wondering why the name is just Hero, Dragon Quest lets you name them because they were fully meant to have you project yourself onto the protagonist in every game. It's part of how they write the stories. So the closest we get are the Chosen One titles like Erdrick or Luminary, or just their game's number in English. I made a lot of you go, wait, he's not number 1? Just now, didn't I? Yes, Sora was the most requested character in Smash. His franchise has been adored for years, and would fit right in with a crossover franchise like Smash. Yoko Shimomura went off in those soundtracks, so just wanting him for the music also makes sense. His moveset was gloriously adapted into the gameplay of Smash. Sora was the perfect way to end off the roster of the Smash labeled either Ultimate or Special with how loved he is. So why? Why is this boy, who made many a reactor, cry tears of joy, not my number 1? Well, those of you who know me know exactly why. And for those who don't, Sora has nothing to do with why. It's all because of one last surprise. Let's go back. Back to December 4th, 2018. I pick up my pre-order of the Persona dancing games, and decide to stream each game one day at a time. So I'm streaming Persona 5 Dancing on day 3 while, unbeknownst to me, the Game Awards are going on. While playing, I see Discord notifications. And then, this happens.
Shadow, you okay there, buddy? One of your friends just PMs you A's and capitals over and over. You know something's up. All of my Discords are going off. What the hell? God, that was not a good run of that. Wait,
Stage
I'm sorry.
clear.
Shadow, what?
I must sharpen myself further. Nice job! That was pretty good!
What? Shit. Okay. I need to unlock the last song? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
I thought nothing would top the personal hype that was Mega Man in Smash 4. I have never been happier to be proven wrong.
This is Joker. I've infiltrated the theater.
Wait, seriously? He went alone to the Game Awards?
But it's so far away. Why is he there? There's only one thing the Phantom Thieves of Hearts specialize in.
He's there to steal a treasure. Have you already sent a calling card?
We're not the ones sending a card this time. In fact, we've been invited. Invited to steal the greatest treasure of all.
What? Smash Bros? Is this for real?
We'll be going up against the best of the best. Can't wait to see our fearless leader show his stuff.
Persona!
I am thou. Thou art I. Show the strength of thy will and rage against all challengers.
For those unaware, Persona is my personal favorite franchise. I love the cast of characters, the fun and challenging gameplay, Shoji Meguro's insanely good tunes, and the stories that make you think about yourself. And when Sakurai mentioned the season pass they were doing, and how each fighter would come with stage and music, I had tempered my expectations, since I legit had no idea who we might get, since Piranha Plant was the last reveal we got. So, to have the very first fighter pass be Persona 5 blew my fucking mind! Which is now a good time to also mention his breakdown trailer, where we got to see how in-depth he was going to be, with being able to summon Arsene, having Mementos basically turned into Persona 5 UI the stage, which is just all sorts of yes, and said stage changing to match the style of 3 and 4 when you pick those games as songs. You know how all those reactors cried at Sora? Hearing Reach Out to the Truth, and seeing the stage change to that familiar yellow of my favorite video game period is what fully broke me while watching that trailer on the bus. So yeah, Joker is my number one because, god damn it, they didn't just have my favorite franchise Smash, they did it fucking justice. This has been the Triforce of Doom. Peace out.